10-ish years ago. So it was a long time in the making. I even did the cover. The cover is for my house. It's an old tree that got cut down, which was a terrestrial sanctuary. I thought it was fitting. So yeah, I'm going to start with a not so new one, but it's not really familiar to me either. So it's called Monday Morning Market Street. I guess we'll see it tomorrow either way. Sunlight weighs heavy, blaring, blinding Monday morning Market Street. I rise from the shadows of the subway to find an infinitely blue sky and a choir of downtrodden angels jingling prayers for salvation amid telltale traffic lights. With glistening pores profusely perspiring, a sea from within me, I am melting into a prophecy in which I will pull upon the sidewalk and evaporate, dissipate into the air, becoming, embracing all the smells of Philadelphia. Thanks, this one's called I Forgot. It had a longer title than that, but it was just about how I forgot the title, so. It's sad because I forgot that I needed a better memory. I was just at the corner store. I bought 2 floppy disks and a deck of playing cards. I was distracted by the colors of the candy displays and the salivation of holy water. My tongue has been swimming in search of another, but my disciples simply walk upon my Galilean meditations. I've been lost in the phases of Venus. Mesmerized by her shadow plays, I've climbed the ranks of her sycophants and wept at the feet of her throne. I don't remember any of this. It's all secondhand or hearsay. In my hand, the king of spades is digging a grave for his holy house, so says the soothsayer reading my palm. The joker laughs from the sleeve, rolling up its cuff to find a heart underneath. It does not belong to him. He begins rummaging through its chambers in search of diamonds, jewels. How cruel we were to club him to death. Suspicious of the sins he hadn't committed yet. Beaten, hung, and crucified like the paintings of our hallowed hall, where the congregation is in attendance. It's a full house. 3 of me, 2 of you, dressed in black suits sitting in the last pew. And down the aisle a planogram of souls never to be sold or saved. On this day I've long forgotten. I admit this happens all too often, but I do this as often as I do this in remembrance of. Thanks, this one's in the book. It's called Little Death. The French definition of l'appartement. My French is terrible, don't judge me. But yeah, this is Little Death. It goes, in the catacombs of our microcosmos, in the gasp of l'appartement, you grace me with a benediction, quoting scriptures of your inner thigh. Outside, the sisters of the cemetery hail Mary in the morning rain, as a feathered murder mourns the winter, feasting on their writhing rites of spring. We watch from your window as the days delineate, the decadence dancing in the glow of our flickering flame. In this space, we found an eon within the ephemeral fever dreams seeping through our pores. We lick ourselves clean in a pool of white, blind light, divine in our delusion, deified by wild eyes. Thanks! This one, okay, so not a long time ago, the forgotten year. I just forget that whole year. That's probably went over the bone. Anyway, so I was trying to get a chapbook together for a very long time. And by a very long time, I mean like 6 months, because I had no patience back in the day. So I made an audio chapbook on my Bandcamp. And actually, if you buy the book or if you just find me on Instagram, there's a cue card. And it goes to my Bandcamp page and you find all my music. There's 6 albums. I think I counted something like 1 million. I don't even know. There's a lot of stuff on there. So if you want to check more out, it's there. And that was all to say that this is on Ritual Crimes, which was an audio chapbook I made and released in 2017. It's called Lady Lay. Wow. Lady lay in pieces. The jig is sawed and shuffled, puzzled, a sweating sweet machine. of pale skin and green eyes, seeping into mine a cavernous carnality, a candid cardioid. I've pieced together 4 of her fingers and a fraction of her spine. Her face is ill and jagged, but her hair is soft and fine. For every piece I piece together, another piece falls apart. And every time I speak to her, her lips crawl toward her heart. And I admire the mess that she is, each inch of fragmented flesh, so still warm, but stagnant, sick with innocence confessed. For my confession, in silence I have ripped out my jaw and sawed off my trembling hand. I will pick myself apart until I am someone you will understand. Thanks. I spent all day working on this whole set list, and now I don't remember the set list. Remember everything else, but the order of things. So this one is a newer one of something I was writing, but I don't think I'm writing it anymore. But I like this part, and it's fun. So yeah, doesn't have a title yet, or ever. I don't know, it just is. Lost like a UFO spinning into oblivion, dizzy in a dumb or enlightened en-bloc blur, beneath the blanket of nighttime nowhere, neon aglow for no one, the nil of ill-lit stillness, stagnant except for the fluttering, silent echoes of this terrestrial sanctuary. But bound to earthly worship, divinity seems but a matter of. Forever is kept in time capsules, tranquil pills for gods to swallow ever so slowly. Somewhere in the distance, a red-eyed lullaby sings the burning poppy crops back to sleep, with arias of arrhythmic heartbeats trotting along into the horizon. And the sun is setting, dreaming in pink, and beside me floating ghostly orb, and my eyes iridescent opals, and eternity at my feet, and each breath a recitation of the divine, a communion with no broken body but omnipresence, somehow omnipotent. And from the bathroom mirror, Narcissus drowning deep in reflection, walls rumbling with jukebox and banger, I wonder why I am, how I am, what I am, as I wander back to unknown obelisk above, lost like a UFO, spinning into oblivion. Thanks, I got a couple more. This one's probably my longest one, because it's in 3 parts, but they're not very defined parts. Well, except for the last part. But it all comes. This one's called Umbrella. It's about going to work in the rain. I walk. It's fun. I go for a stroll with my umbrella. Hiding under her dress like a fearful child, I walk through puddles to practice walking on water so that I might one day walk across the sea. On my journey to the motherland or promised land, I'm not sure which direction I'm going, but I'm facing west, watching a funeral procession caravan into the sunset. I tend to forget that death is ahead. With mouth of moonlight, Gemini eyes, twin windows to atonement, vicarious, visceral. My body is simply water and minerals stretched out between weekends when the working day is done. But another one has just begun. Permeating through existence, I feel I'm wasting time, searching for my soul, only to get caught up in my mind. I begin to divide the future from the past and wonder how long my presence will last, or if this is the last supper or sentence. Bottle of wine. I wonder if this is the last time, or if at last time has escaped me to allow me to wander aimlessly without the hours reigning over me. I devour the hours and arrive at infinity to find heaven within me. I am the Trinity. I have fathered a son with the Holy Spirit and bear witness to an immaculate reconception as my son emerges as a goddess of daylight to swallow the dark so that the night might read new scriptures cascading from sleeping mouths agape, a gateway to divinity as kisses are an exchange of the divine. Kisses are currency in our exchange of the divine. I find her, my daughter, dressed in ermine furs, kissing locusts, lips dripping with wild honey, dousing her surroundings in holy, if only to see dysphoria dancing in the distance. but I've taught her to outshine her demons. She knows that they change with the seasons, with or without reason. She wanders like her father, outlining the border between here and anywhere else, lost in the illusion of self. A hall of warped mirrors where one's own reflection goes unrecognized. If I could see into her eyes without going blind, I would look into her soul. In search of some lost part of me I forgot as I grew old. A child's play in hiding, only to be sought, and I ought to remember the beginning, the garden, how paradise lost its way, how everything that changes always seems to stay the same. And my daughter is rising, a new day is come. As the trees reach from their sodden soil to be graced by her presence, I awaken from my flower bed to bask in holy frequencies we share yet never speak of, for we know that they come from within, never without, knowing how to manifest our own destinies. Woo! Thank you. I'm always so nervous about performing that one. Oh, this is a new one that's fun. We gotta keep it fun. That's the new thing I'm learning this year. You gotta make life fun. Otherwise, I'm just like writing sad poetry. Like, that's not fun. Well, it is fun. I enjoy doing it. So in that sense, I guess it's fun. But anyway, this one's not sad for once. This is called a portmanteau. You guys know what a portmanteau is? Yes, Pen and Pencil Club. Thank you. Nobody else knows. It's great. I love being writers. All right, portmanteau. At times, I wonder how language works, like how you can put two things together that don't belong together and express it with such singularity. We abandon the libraries and become new words. I am abysmicated. You are fragilous. In our small, silly way, we stumble upon what we really wanted all along, to speak ourselves into being, and just to be without meaning or meaning to, infinitesimally. And for the reading portion of our evening, I'll read, this one's about the Walnut Street Bridge, just for Philly. Let's go.
Hey, come on.
Midnight on the Walnut Street Bridge. Sleepy city limbs stretch out to the suburbs, to the bucolic beyond, wearily wandering through trees and westward numbers, illumined Schuylkill of late 20s streets. Bridging between here and anywhere else, I imagine a mouth agape, spilling into the Delaware, into the Atlantic, becoming, or beyond the vanishing point, becoming the vast unknowable. See, I can't read, but I can recite, and for that we have one more. This is The Afterlife is a Basket of Fruit. And of course it is, because the afterlife is a basket of fruit, beautifully arranged and ripe, with paper flowers and plastic butterflies wired to flight, not fluttering. We are wrapped in cyan or cerulean cellophane, once mere mortal clowns of the caustic comedy. Now, isn't this rich? Are we a pair? My eyes are apples, worm-ridden and rotting, but glistening in the moonlit midnight somnolence. Now, isn't this rich? Don't you approve? You look at me in fragments, acidic citrus stares, blank as canvas, dreaming of masterpiece, seeing through each indolent inhibition, pieced together, incomplete. In this beautiful bouquet of post-mortem existence, we wonder what road we wandered so long to find us trapped in this still life. Was it laissez-faire, tropic, bucolic, full of vice, virtue? For you, I will lay here and decay here in waiting for whatever withering may come our way. And if some lonely, hungry God eats of us, and in that day surely dies, we will become one with the dead divine, and find comfort in the numb of a new unknown. Thank you very much. But yeah, I have chocolate there, $10. Then let me cast this one. Only $10. Thank you so much.